Hey again, folks. Okay, in this video, I want to go over, for myself, the top 5 NHL players I ever seen. So this could be defensemen and forwards, just the top 5. No goaltenders involved in this one. Coming up. Okay, here we go. Let's get on this. My dog needs to go out. All right, I'm up a little early, so I figured I'd start early. All right, a little controversy for you guys in this one, I'm pretty sure, but look, I'm going to put the games played, the goals, assists, points. You know, I didn't put the plus minus. Wouldn't be fair to some of the players. For not that they aren't all good, but you know. All right, so number 5. Number 5, I got Guy Lafleur. And yes, I realize there's a lot of players that have had more points in their career than Guy Lafleur. I'm looking at Messier, Yager. There's guys that have had more points. I get it. Eisenman, but Guy Lafleur was an instrumental part of the greatest dynasty ever. He was clutch in the playoffs. He was dynamic as anybody I've ever seen. And to be honest, folks, to be honest, I fought with putting him number 4, to be honest. So I'll give you his career numbers. He is, and the sad part with him is how it ended here in Montreal. It really was kind of sad, actually. It was almost like Patrick Waugh when Patrick Waugh left. It was kind of sad. I hated to see it, really, I believe the best player that I ever seen in a Habs uniform walk the way it happened, So in his career, he had 560 goals in 1,126 games, 793 assists for 1,353 points. Now, in this 560 goals, folks, 6 straight 50-goal seasons on that Habs powerhouse. But make no mistake, he was the heartbeat of it. Remember what I was talking about? That, your best player isn't always your captain. Guy Lafleur's a perfect example. He was above and beyond the best player in the world before Wayne Gretzky came into the league, okay? And at the time. And he was never once the captain of Montreal. So there you go, But he was the heartbeat, offensively and so on, But in good conscience, I got to put Sidney Crosby, number 4 now. I do. He's earned his accolades as his career's unfolded, and he's won everything. And I got to take into consideration he had the very, very similar numbers to Lafleur. Actually, I'm going to put them up. But we've seen, as his career's unfolded, what a great player this guy is. And I'll tell you what, folks, we're going to really miss Crosby when he's retired, because I don't know if we're going to see, except for Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid can give us that face of the league, and hopefully we'll see him win a cup or 2 in his career. So Sidney right now has, when I wrote this down, this isn't up to date. Sorry, folks. I wrote this down a little while back because I didn't get on it. There was tons of things that were going on. But anyway, at the time, 1,005 games, 469 goals, 800. Yeah, he's the only one, eh? Darn. 813 assists for 1,282 points. This is a little higher now, a little higher. But I would have to, at this point, I think, put Crosby in front of Guy Lafleur. Even though it doesn't feel right, maybe I should have had Lafleur 4th. I don't know. But a lot of you might not have these 2 in the top 5, which I understand. Don't forget, these are just the top 5 I've seen, and I'm putting the word dynamic into it too. You know what I mean? Crosby's a dynamic player. You don't know when he goes out there. He's not one-dimensional and just as a goal scorer. No, he's not. Crosby does it all. He's physical. He's no wuss, this kid. This guy, first thing I noticed about Crosby his first year in the league wasn't scared of anybody. He just go after anybody, So, great career. I wish the Sabres would have won that lottery. Imagine we would have had him in 2006. God, makes me sick thinking about it. Number 3. Super Mario has to be number 3. Could have he been any higher on my list? Probably no. No. Even with the health issues, I still believe if Lemieux would have played a full career, I still would have had him, number 3. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, Mario, 915 games, 690 goals, 1,033 assists, 1,723 points. That's Mario. I mean, what do you want me to say? This guy fought off so much, health issues and everything. And, I watched him take a franchise called the Pittsburgh Penguins, who honestly, folks, anybody will tell you, the biggest name they might have had in their history, I don't know, was Pierre LaRouche. I'm guessing. If I was to guess, going back in their history, they had never once made the Final Four in their history. They were under 500 every year. They draft this guy in the first 5-6 years, not much happened. Go look at the history with Lemieux. Okay, I believe it was the first 6 years of his career. They won 1 playoff series. So that's why I don't write off McDavid in Edmonton, because that can explode all of a sudden in Edmonton, just like it did with Mario in Pittsburgh. I'm telling you. Keep an eye on the Oilers. Number 2. Who do I got as number 2, folks? Who do you think? And who do I have as number 1? This is going to give it away. Number 2, I got Wayne Gretzky. Yes, I know his numbers are ridiculous. Let me put him up there. Good Lord. I never thought I'd see a player come into the league and get 200 points in a season, folks. Never in my lifetime. I thought Espel's record of 152 was unstoppable. I never thought that would be touched. I never thought I would see a guy come in the league and get 200 points multiple times. I just never thought I'd see that ever. But that was what makes number 1 so special. I'll talk about in a sec. Gretzky, anybody that says Lemieux was better than Gretzky, Lemieux was kind of different. He was a bigger finesse player. Lemieux had one 100 assist season. I believe Gretzky had 11. Gretzky was the quickest to ever get to 500 goals. I'd like to check. I should have checked that up before I did it. He got 500 goals, folks, in something like 560 games or something. It was nuts. It was nuts. At the time, I would have sworn that Wayne Gretzky would have been the greatest goal scorer ever, till things changed in the league, but he's up there. He's definitely up there on my list as the greatest goal scorer ever too. And for you young guys that think Gretzky could play in this league, this is the silliest thing to hear, but it shows you what's going on with the kids today, where other channels let them get away with saying that. If you said that on my channel, I'd just corner you, and there'd be no chance, because I would point out things. The first thing you'd probably tell me, yeah, well, look how much smaller Gretzky was then. Okay, but imagine Gretzky with 30 pounds of muscle, because that's what he'd have, right? Think about it. He'd be in this era with no center ice line, light equipment, feather sticks. God, scary to think. It is scary to think. Wayne Gretzky, you know what? I'll say it about any Hall of Fame player. All these guys could play in any league at any time. They're Hall of Famers. Hall of Famers can play at any time. Go in a time capsule and they can play anywhere. Jesus, if Rome can go in a time machine, they can. And for me, the greatest hockey player I ever seen was Bobby Orr. I can't put him any lower than number one, regardless of the injuries. Just insane. 8 Norris trophies in a row when he was playing on one knee. Sick. Just insane what this man did. And folks, this guy, people, you know, this is another misconception that drives me nuts. Anyway, I better put his stats up there because it gets me angry thinking about it. But another misconception that happens out there, people actually believe, this. They actually believe that Bobby Orr was just an offensive defenseman. I don't know who starts these rumors. Bobby Orr was one of the greatest defensive defensemen in NHL history. I think he's the greatest. I think he was the Boston Bruins version of Wayne Gretzky and Larry Robinson all in one. It was ridiculous, folks. This guy used to put his face in front of pucks. All right. 657 games, 270 goals, 645 points, 915 points. Defenseman. Great defensive defenseman, not just offensive. People were saying they should make, I'd be insulted if they did this. The league should make an offensive defenseman trophy, call it the Bobby Orr trophy. It's the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. You know? These 20-year-old kids today, some of them believe these things. They actually think he was just offensive, which blows me away because if you didn't see him, how can you think that then? You know what I mean? It's like me saying I know how it feels to be pregnant. No, or maybe after COVID-25 I do. Yeah, I call it COVID-25 because this 25 is coming off very soon that I put on during this stupid pandemic. So, okay, Bobby Orr, for me, okay? And now the key thing with this man, did you know he had 17 between 21 knee surgeries in his career? Isn't that crazy? 17 between 21. People say, how do you not know the number? He doesn't. I was reading up articles on him, you know. I check up a lot on Bobby Orr stuff, I do. If I was a millionaire, these are the two men I would collect all their memorabilia, and of course some Mario, I would. These guys down here, it's like third tier collection stuff, but these three, especially these two here, you get your hands on anything Bobby Orr signed or Wayne Gretzky signed, it's gold, hang on to it. And yeah, they were talking to Bobby Orr about this, and they asked him, and he said, honestly, he wishes he had his medical records. He lost track. Isn't that sad? Now, this guy, in our last Canada Cup in 1976, folks, won the MVP on one knee against the world's best. It wasn't close. This is not a close call for me. This is a runaway. That's how I feel. I really do. And it's because I've seen them both. Wayne Gretzky was the most offensive, gifted player we'll ever see. We'll never see another offensive machine like Wayne Gretzky. We'll never see it ever. It's like Dominic Hasek, you know, in goaltending. It's the same thing. But I'm talking player that could hit, fight, block, play defense, kill penalties, all of it. Bobby Orr would take the puck up your ice, and then he would come all the way back and then go back again with it and come back to his end again with it, and you couldn't do nothing except watch. You know, like just saying. All right, so anyway, that's my 5 picks. That's my rant about Bobby Orr. I just think he's the greatest hockey player I ever seen. I can't in good conscience say Wayne Gretzky. I can't. Bobby Orr was way too special. There was way too many intangibles about Bobby Orr's game. This guy could literally be like even Dave Semenko for the Bruins. Like he was that tough. You know, Bobby Orr was tough as nails, man. Don't think he wasn't. He was. This guy wasn't scared to fight Dave Schultz or anybody. He wasn't scared of nothing. And off the ice, he was the nicest guy. If you go look at him, the guy in interviews, he put his head down. He's shy. Just a real special man. And I got to meet him with my kid when he came here at I'm going to close up with this. He came here to a video store when, you know, VHS tapes existed. And he was signing autographs that day, all day. And I waited in line like 3-4 hours. And I watched this man, how he reacted and interacted, I should say, interacted with the public. He was just genius. God, the old ladies are like, oh, he's such a nice man. He's so well-mannered. You know, like I'm telling you. You know, he's just such a nice guy. And he's just so friendly. And he just really, real people Very good with his people skills, that man. So anyway, on that note, folks, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you had some fun with this, regardless of if you're pulling your hair out with my picks. But hey, man, we all got our own picks, right? So don't take it too literal. Just all for fun. Have a good day, folks.